All right. So, hi everybody. This is Barbara Drazga, aka the Deal Diva, and I'm here today with Gary Baird and Greg Purdy, and we're going to talk today about how to profit by using sourcing lists in Q4 and beyond. It's not just Q4, but these gentlemen have been in the game, in the FBA game, in the sourcing game for a really long time. They're very good at what they do. So I'm just going to ask a few questions and then let them start teaching you what they know, so that you guys can profit in Q4. So let's just go ahead and get started. Just as a beginner, if you don't know who I am, my name is, stop share here, my name is Barbara Drazga, and they call me the Deal Diva on Facebook. You can go join me on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/Deal Diva. And you can also see the wholesale directories that I produce at gumroad.com/Deal Diva. If you source wholesale, then go ahead and pick up a couple of those directories, and they're just supplier directories that give you contact information for suppliers in different categories. So we're going to just go ahead and jump in, and I guess we'll start with Gary. Gary, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and what you guys do, and how long you've been in the business, and tell us who you are.
Yeah, my name is Gary Baird. I've been selling on Amazon for a long time, just a little here and there. Books. I was a teacher for 22 years, and when I started teaching in '94, we was selling on half.com and eBay and Amazon, just my old textbooks. But got serious about it in 2011 and went kind of gung-ho on it and started to grow the business as an actual business. And so we've been doing it for a little over 5 years now and growing every year. So started this group with the site and this deals list with Greg last year, and it's been growing, and we've had
Awesome, thank you. So when you mentioned a group and a site, we're talking about essential daily deals that you guys publish. So Greg, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us who you are.
I'm Greg Purdy, and before Gary gets away with not mentioning this, he's known as the Arbitrage Diva. So I just wanted to point that out.
Yes, but does he have a mug?
I do not.
He will. I promise you.
I'll send you one.
I'm Greg Purdy, and I've been selling on Amazon since 2010. I've been full-time internet e-commerce, internet marketing since 2008. Started with eBay in '99, did that part-time until 2008, and went full-time with that, and then added Amazon to the mix a couple years later. And I met Gary through, I'm getting background feedback. Is that coming just through my headphones? Or are you hearing that? Because I don't want to be causing it.
I hear it, but...
Okay. So I'll just continue. I met Gary. We actually were in a mastermind together prior to actually meeting in person. So we did some business online. We discussed things online, tried to figure some things out together. And then we actually met face-to-face at the CES conference a couple years ago, and hit it off well, and discovered that we had a lot more in common than we had not in common. And so we started working together on some things. And one of the things that we started with was our Essential Daily Deals list. That's our flagship product. We've done some other things since then, but that's what we do that this webinar, this workshop is related to, which is helping people to ramp up their Q4 sourcing, because in Q4, obviously people's time is limited. People are busier because they're buying more, they're shipping more, they're processing more. So it's our goal to try to help them, at least in the sourcing aspect of that, to find some deals out there for them that maybe they otherwise wouldn't have found, that are profitable, that can be purchased online and sold on Amazon for a profit. So we put together Essential Daily Deals list to our subscribers, and it goes out 5 days a week. So, that's how we work together every day. We both run separate Amazon businesses, but we work together on the deals list.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Hey, I know you guys, I asked you guys to give us some meat during this conversation. So I hear you put together, you're going to teach us what a bad deal looks like, because I think that's as important as finding a good deal, especially for a lot of the newer Amazon sellers. There are a lot of metrics to look at, and sometimes it gets confusing and they forget to look at some important ones. So you promised to show us a little bit about what you guys do, pull back the curtain, talk to us about, what is a deal list? What is a buy list? And why is that important during not just Q4, but, to have as part of your sourcing arsenal, as well as looking at what a bad deal looks like on some of those lists, as well as what a great deal looks like.
So let's talk about how deals lists come together usually. And the way that is happening is people are hiring a VA in the Philippines much of the time. And that VA is going on to whatever sites they've instructed them to look. And they're finding deals that are supposed to meet a certain set of criteria that can then, that product can be ordered and sent into Amazon for a profit. The problem with that scenario a lot of times is the VA isn't catching a lot of the problems with some of these deals that they're putting out. So if you're hiring a VA to work for yourself and you're looking at those deals, you may realize that a lot of this stuff's really no good. If you're a member of a group that's hired a VA and that VA finds 10 or 15 deals a day and then puts them out to the group, well, you're at the mercy of that VA knowing enough about what they're doing. And then you have to be willing to structure your business based on the deals that they're sending you. The difference with what we're doing is yes, we do use VAs. We actually use a dozen VAs that provide us with a very large spreadsheet of deals every day that then three of us, Gary, myself, and Jeremy, our third partner, we go through these deals and we vet these deals and we kick out a lot of stuff. Now, this is the stuff that the VAs have said is good and they're using our criteria, but yet we're still kicking it out and we're going through it and we're saying, this is why we wouldn't send this to our group. This is why this deal won't work. This is why I wouldn't buy this myself. Here's a problem that maybe they couldn't have caught. Maybe they just didn't know enough about, why we wouldn't have chosen this deal. And we're kicking this stuff out. And this is the stuff that's winding up on everybody else's deals list. But we're looking at it saying, we can't have this. So we're going to go ahead and take some time. We've never shown this before. We absolutely have never shown behind the scenes look at what we do. But I know how time consuming it is. So I'm really not worried that other people are going to start doing it. But Gary, I know you have a small sheet prepared that you can screen share. So why don't you pull that up and just start talking through it, and then I'll jump in and add a few things.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if everybody caught this, but what Greg said is important. The reason that our list is different and better is that we go through each and every deal ourselves, not just, we don't just trust a VA to use some generic criteria. And our VAs have gotten better over the years. We tweak them, here and there. We kind of tell them, when to stop sourcing Halloween stuff, when to start sourcing backpacks and things like that. So we give them guidance that they may not be getting from other people who run other deals lists. And we also know that from experience using other deals lists that a lot of times those deals just get thrown up on a sheet by the VA. The person who runs the list never looks at them, never sees them, only knows about a problem if somebody contacts them about it. And that's what causes a lot of problem with sellers. So if people have had issues with deals lists in the past, a lot of times that's the exact problem. So I'll share this sheet here with you. All right, so let me make this a little bigger. Everybody can see it well. So you can see here, I pulled these right off of what we call our working sheet. These comments here, these deals here were deals that did not make the cut. That, based on the rank, we put in bold anything that's above or under in the top 1% of its respective category. Actually, these two should be highlighted as well in bold. And all of them were in the top 1%, and none of them made the cut because of some issue, one issue or another. And you can see in our notes, we put our notes over here because our head VA, who kind of sifts through these before we get to them, she looks at these and kind of tweaks everything based on that. So she's gotten better over the year that we've used her as well. But this first one we'll look at looks like solid rank. If you just use today's rank, 55,000 rank in sports and outdoors is a pretty solid rank. Depending on the number of variations there are, which is one of the factors we take into consideration. You can see the 90-day average rank. We put that there because we believe that's a better indicator in many cases of how a product is going to perform over time. Sometimes this number is higher than it is today because it's been out of stock, or it has been, too high, had too high of a price on it, so it wasn't selling well, and then now the price is back to a realistic point. Sometimes it's just that it's not a great product, and it's been that 231,000 rank because it wasn't a great product. It just happened to sell yesterday, so the rank dropped all of a sudden. So it might look to an untrained eye to be a good deal. So let's take a look at this. It was $25 in the store at the time that they posted this, which was Friday, actually. A lot of these deals came from Friday. One came from Thursday. Lowest Amazon price. And this is important. We use the lowest Amazon price, not the lowest FBA price. We use the lowest Amazon price. So the lowest FBA price is probably going to be higher in many cases. So if it's profitable at this lowest Amazon price, you're likely, as an FBA seller, going to be able to sell it for even more. So these net profit numbers and these net ROI numbers are as conservative as they can be. So the chances are that you're going to be able to make more. So let's take a look at this first deal on Amazon. We'll look at it on the Swell site first. Some of these may be out of stock now, but this one happens to be, this was the Onyx 9-ounce bottle. So you can see there's different choices there. The 9-ounce is $25, which is the price that we have here on the sheet. And then if you pull up the Amazon sheet, it doesn't look like the 9-ounce. It's actually looked bigger. It looks like somebody took maybe the 17-ounce and used that picture. But you can see the different size options here. So they probably just took one picture of one of the bottles and uploaded it. But if you look at the 9-ounce price, it's going to be at $55.99, which is the low Amazon price. And you can see over here at $51.83, which is, I don't know if that's exact. Yeah, it's exactly what we had in our price. But you can clearly see that the buy box is a few dollars higher. You're going to be able to net more than what we even had on the sheet. So let's look at why this didn't make our list. It's 97,000 rank in sports and outdoors, top half of 1% or less actually in that category. But we look at more than just that percent. A lot of people make the mistake, oh, it's in the top 1%, or I even hear people say, oh, it was in the top 5% or top 10%, so I bought it. That's a mistake that a lot of people make, and we try to help our members avoid those kind of mistakes. So if you look at our notes over here, we put no indication of sales at this price. So this price of $51.83, we've got this $40 price.
$40 plus $11.83 shipping. So that's the price that's current, and it's been at that price since September 23rd approximately. And prior to that, it was a little bit higher, and prior to that, it was lower. But it hasn't sold since, August, whatever, 12th or whatever that date is there. It's been climbing since August 12th.
Yeah.
And clearly has not sold at these higher prices.
Yeah, I mean, it was 215,000. This one was a tricky chart because the sales rank stops and then it picks up again over here. So it looks like it might have sold at some point in between here and here, but we don't know if that was back here or sometime in here. So it's very weird. This is something I've never seen.
If you go to the bottom chart, you can see where the seller count has changed. So it went from 2 to 1 sellers. So that was the last sale, or the person just pulled their listing, one of the two.
Right. Yeah. So here's where it went from 2 to 1 sales. Yeah. This is likely where that sale happened. Not over here. That's true.
Right.
Forgot about that. It's been a weekend. Or been a day since we looked at them. But we look at this and we see that there's no evidence really. It's the only two little marks here that we have rank-wise show that it's going on an upward trend. So we don't see enough evidence to make us comfortable putting this deal on our list for our members to buy. Could it sell at this price? Sure. But we just didn't feel confident enough in it to put that on our list.
Then also let's talk about experience, because let's just say some of us sell this product or a product similar to it or whatever, have experience with bottles. So, I know what 9-ounce bottles sell for on Amazon. So that's another reason from the experience that I'm going to want to stay away from this at that price. It's not a bad price. I don't think it's going to sell at that price. It's not a good color. There's a lot of stuff about it that would keep me from saying I'm going to buy this at $25, hoping to get $51 or $55 for it. Now, you can go up into the chart there, the Rev Seller chart, and drop a lower price in and put your buy cost in and figure out at what price will it still work on our list, because our list requires a 40% profit I'm sorry, 40% return and at least a $5 profit. So right there at $45, it still works because it's at 41%. So then you have to decide, am I comfortable that it would sell at that price? So again, we're looking at those things and trying to decide, does this really qualify as something we want to hand out to our members? I wonder how many Gumroad lists that this product made it on Friday, because I guarantee you that this product was in a lot of lists on Friday. So we booted it out of ours. Like I said, we kick out stuff that I know other lists have, that other lists would love to have if they could find it, and we're kicking it out left and right. I mean, how many people are kicking out the top 0.4% in a rank of anything out of their list? I'm going to say the majority are not. So.
Right. I like that. I like how you guys showed what your criteria were. You said 40% margin, and then 5% or $5, or what was that? $5 minimum.
$5 net profit minimum. Now our averages are much higher than that, but we'll look at it, and if it's if you can buy it for $7 and sell it for, or buy it for $9.95 and sell it for $24, and it nets you $5 at 40%, or whatever that number is. If it's those two numbers, I'm fine with it. If there's indication that it has sold at that price and will continue to sell at that price. But
well, I like how you went through the Keepa graph and you really dug into, this on the surface, this might look good, but dig a little deeper. And I like that both of you guys, your team, not just the VAs, make those decisions, that you guys look at the things that your virtual assistants produce for you, and you go through it with a fine-tooth comb with a whole nother level of understanding experience in the Amazon market. Can you go ahead and show us what a good deal would look like?
Sure.
While he's pulling that up, while that chart's up, let me just say, you can see some of the other reasons that we kick things off. Brand new listings. Even though the rank is very low, there's no indication of sales, or it's only been up for a day or two, so we kick that off because we don't have a history. We have one there that I thought it wasn't great, but if we needed an extra deal, there it was, but it turned out with the orange, you can see the orange color on column D, that means it's a restricted product. We have a brand new seller account that we use to run every single deal through. Even if it meets our criteria, we run it through that to find out if a brand new seller can actually sell that product. And if not, we kick it out of our group, out of our list. Now, we may drop it into a lower part of the sheet. We'll put out our deals to our members, and then we'll put another one below that and say, hey, these are still probably pretty good. Check them out. Make sure you can actually sell them. But if it's not available to be sold by a brand new seller, doesn't make our list. Another one, the 90-day average, they didn't put it in the in column H, so I looked it up, and it was over 800,000. That doesn't meet our criteria. We do not put stuff in kitchen and dining that's 800,000 on a 90-day average. That means it's just not been selling. Other colors at a lower price would indicate to me that the rank is based on the other colors. And Amazon affiliated site, which means it's not even a real retail website. It's somebody that has their own Shopify site or something, and it's affiliated with Amazon, and so they're basically pulling Amazon stuff onto their site to try to sell it. So that shouldn't even have been in there to begin with. So we boot stuff out that our VAs are putting in because they just don't meet our criteria. Gary, go ahead and talk about some of the ones that are good.
Okay. So I pulled some of these from past lists. Some are pretty recent. Some, actually they're all pretty recent. So this first one was a Scientific Explorer Bionic Ear electronic listening device. It's actually, you can see again, we put our $31.32 as the low price. The low price here, $31.29. It went down, it looks like a couple cents. But the buy box, again, is higher than what we have listed here. So your net profit and your ROI are going to be higher even than the 100% that we have listed here. And this was a Groupon deal. We have Groupon deals and Whoop deals and things like that people can take advantage of that are one-day deals. Sometimes the Groupons last a little longer than that, but you can see this one has now sold out. And you can see similar deals, but this particular item is sold out. It was listed at $12.97, selling for buy boxing at $33.42. So, I mean, our ROI was 100%. Actually, it was a little bit off, it looks like. So,
well, sometimes the rev seller chart's a little bit different than the Amazon FBA calculator because they take into consideration inbound shipping or whatever. But other than that, it's
still 81%. I mean, and that's why we love RevSeller. We can play around with this and see, what it would be like at different price points, but even at the low price point that we have here, it's still going to net you $865 at a 67% ROI. So the reason we did like this was we look at the 3-month history here, and you can see it's a pretty stable price point. Dips down here a little bit, but this could be because somebody was merchant fulfilling it, and it was $21.81 plus $10 shipping, which is close to this price up here. This $34.95 that it's consistently been selling at. Amazon came in stock, so we always take that into consideration. But they were in stock from the 22nd through the 27th, 28th, and then they went back out. So what I like to do at that point is I like to look at the whole history of the item, and it looks like they were pretty much out of stock on this starting in February of this year, and they've just had a little blip on the screen here where they've actually come into stock again since February. So they quickly sold out, which is a great indication that it's hard to keep in stock for them and for other sellers. So we like that product a lot because of that. You can also see the various sales here when you see these dips. I put my 0 down here in my Keep It chart. I know some people like it at the top, but every time you see these spikes downward, if you look at the 3-month view, you can see a nice steady progression of these drops indicating sales, at least one sale. Sometimes when you have these large drops, it could be multiple sales. Well, this is a consistent seller, sold before Amazon got on it, and it's selling consistently even afterward.
So open up the 2025 days real quick, Gary. The whole.
Yeah. While you're doing that, I've got a quick question for you. So do you include? Now I get your. I'm on the EDD, the Essential Daily Deals. I'm a subscriber, and I see that pretty much everything you've got on there is from the category. They're open categories, so you don't need to be approved in any categories. But then there's another part down at the bottom of the spreadsheets that have some restricted categories.
Well, like I said, they're not restricted categories, but they might be restricted brands, and that was that last item that we showed.
Okay.
That it was in orange, or the one that was on the sheet up above, and it was in orange, and that's one that it's not a restricted category, so it's not like shoes where you have to obtain approval to sell all shoes, but it was a brand that may be restricted because we ran it through a brand new seller account, and it came back restricted for that seller.
Right. Actually, what I was getting at, I'm sorry I didn't say that right, was so anybody can use these lists whether or not they're ungated.
Absolutely.
That's kind of what I was getting at, but I totally boffed it.
Even the bottom half is not restricted brand or restricted categories at all. And you.
I meant gating. So you don't have to be ungated in clothing or groceries or anything. No. You focus on everybody can use this deal list.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is a non-gated list. There's no gated categories ever on our list.
Thank you. Why don't you go ahead and show us one more?
All right. Let's see. Go down here. I like this one. This was a new site for us recently. That it's a nice thing of having a dozen VAs. They can source a lot of different sites. So we pulled this. This was a 50% off sale. You can see they had a 50% off if you spent $99. So I found that code, and I told my VAs to shop that site the next day, and they found this item here, and you can see it's not the $22 that we have here, but it was $44, which with the 50% off, if you bought with that code, you would be able to get that $22 price. So this pant, and actually we ran this through our new seller list, and I was worried that this was going to show up as clothing, but you can see when we open it up, it shows up in sports and outdoors, and was not restricted on the new seller list or the new seller account that we use to screen our deals. So you can see it's 210 in sports. It's got 4 variations, so we always look at that. If it's a moderate rank and then it's got 100 variations, that puts up a red flag for us. But this one was nice. We had 4 variations. They're all pretty common colors, so they probably all sell really well. We also check. I have a tool that I use to check with tactical arbitrage. You can do it. You can check which listing has received the most reviews, and RevSeller also has that. So we used to use the tactical arbitrage one, but now you can actually see which colors. If you sort by color, we can see which colors have received the most reviews. You can see Coyote Brown has had quite a few. When we get to khaki, you can see, again, they've had quite a few. And when we get to the green, you can see they haven't had, the OD green hasn't had many. It doesn't mean they haven't sold, just means that we haven't had any reviews for those. RevSeller only keeps track of the first or the last 50 reviews. And then we see the Tundra color also had some reviews, but not as many. So we kind of look at that and get an indication of which sizes and colors we think are going to sell the best. And then we look obviously at the Keep It chart again. So let me close RevSeller so I don't have to keep scrolling through there. Not sure why that's not closing. Oh, there it is. They changed it on me.
So while you're doing that, about how many deals are on the list every single day, and is it Monday through Friday, or is it 30 days a month, or how many?
Well, yeah, we do Monday through Friday, and we. I used to say we guarantee 10 deals a day, and I always said that we never have put only 10 deals in the list. We actually have had some days where we've only had 10. So what I try to say now is I promise by the end of the month, you will have received, however many business days there are, 23 business days in a month, you will have at least 230 deals that are in the top 1%. I mean, we go for top 1% deals. We do put deals on there that are not, but by the end of the month, you will have had an average of 10 deals a day in the top 1% plus some. And, as we're moving closer into Q4, or actually we're in Q4, but the real fun of Q4 doesn't start for a little while. And as we're moving more into that, our deals list gets bigger and bigger. So, you'll be seeing more stuff coming on it every day because we're just finding more stuff. And as we do,
I want to see more of, maybe one more deal or finish up this deal. But before I do that, I just want to put something up on the screen real quick. So about, you said 230 deals a month. Just real quick, what do you guys charge a month for your deal list?
So we're $149 a month for a 1 month membership in Essential Daily Deals, and that gets you an email every day, Monday through Friday, with our list on. And the sheet that Gary has pulled up is very similar to what our sheet's going to look like in the email. And then we also pin it to the top post of a private Facebook group that we have. So you have access to it in the Facebook group for a day until the next day's list come out. Then we take that one and it goes away, but you will receive the email, and the email has our list, and you always have access to it. It's done in Google Sheets, so even if don't open it today and you don't open it for 3 days, it's still there for you. And you just open up the email and you can click the link and have access to the list from that day.
Okay, so I just did some quick math. 149 a month divided by 230 deals, real, simple math, 65 cents a lead. I can't imagine that I couldn't make, I'm just buying one item, item.
And that's the thing, and not every deal on the list is good for every person. It doesn't fit everybody's business model, but it's if you can't make money off of a list, either get some training on how to work a list or get out of the list, because you should be able to, even with a bad list, you could probably make money with a bad list at that rate. If you find one deal that you make $10 profit and you order 15 of them, there's $150 in profit. So if you can't do that with any list you're in, just cancel it, including ours. If you're not making money with our list, just get out, because it's not for you. But we have people that are full-time and they use lists, and that's how they find their product. They don't source on their own. They belong to lists. And we have people that have been using our list since the first day we introduced it over a year ago. We have international sellers that use our list and never see the product. It just gets shipped right to a prep center. There's many international sellers on our list. And, and honestly, the people that do best are people that, I don't want to say new people can't use the list. Full-time sellers know what they're looking at and do really well, because they're very selective on what they're going to buy. But we build our list so that a new seller can buy anything on it. So, we're not trying to build it out that only, experienced sellers can find good stuff that they can sell, because a brand new day one seller can sell anything that's on our list.
Yeah, and I noticed I'm sorry, I was looking at the list you sent me this morning, or I'm sorry, yesterday. Today's Saturday, yesterday morning, and there are a lot of different suppliers on there that I'd never heard of. Like I've never heard of.
I've got a list.
So I was doing in my head the math I have limited time, especially in Q4. It's insane, right, for sellers. For me to have to search even a dozen sites a day to try to find deals and then match them to Amazon. There's no way I could do it. There's no way. I mean, for $149 a month, what is that a week? $37.50 a week. Heck, that's Starbucks for me. Seriously, give up your lattes. Give up your lattes for Q4. That's all I wanted to say. Is I wouldn't have the time to look at all the sites that you guys search through. Go ahead, Gary.
I have a. Hang on. I have a list of stores here. Now, this was actually was compiled back in. It was compiled back in August. It's going to take a minute to open up. I think we sourced 800 stores last year. It might have been 600. I can't even open it up right now. It's not opening. But I mean, again, with a dozen VAs, you're going to find a lot of stuff out there that the average list is not going to find for you. I mean, we're going through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of stores every month to find the best deals that we can find. So.
Yeah, what I was going to say in relation to what Greg was saying a minute ago about anybody can use our list, we have a video that I created that kind of goes, I've used lists since I started selling 5 years ago. Well, maybe 2 weeks into my selling career, I started with my first list, and I've been buying from lists since then. So we not only put our own list out, but we subscribe to other lists that are specifically shoes or clothing or all gated categories. So there are different types of products that show up on our list. But we have a video. I have a video because I know how I use lists successfully that long, and we have a video that I created that kind of goes through how to use a list, how to look at the deals, how to decide how many to buy, how to use the list to extend your own sourcing if you want to go out and jump on some sourcing on your own.
Yeah, using coupon codes and the deal sites and the cashback sites.
Yeah.
That's a whole science. I would love to do another webinar with you guys on really how to maximize these lists. And we'll if you guys are open to it, we'll schedule that up.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks. Why don't you go ahead and show us another live one, another good one.
All right. So just finishing this one up. This was the pants that we had put up here before. These are trickier when they don't have the sales rank. Sometimes the Keep a Graph just doesn't show sales rank. So then we have to go by what Greg was talking about earlier, our experience, our instinct, and we use that to decide with something that was in the top 0.07% in its category, had only 4 variations and was currently ranked 17,000. There was a pretty good chance. So this is a very well-known brand. It's got 218 reviews that are, average of 4.4 stars. This was a solid product. So we use more than just the Keep a chart because sometimes we just don't have it. And this ended up being something we thought was a good product. All right, let me pull up one more here. Let's pull up this. Coming up on cooking season, holidays, entertaining. This is a product that I had never seen before, honestly. I've seen other Bella products, but this was one that was it says home and kitchen here. One thing that we do on our list that I've only seen one other list owner actually get this right. You'll notice that RevSeller's pulling it up as home and kitchen. This is actually a kitchen and dining product, and the way you figure that out is up here under departments where it says kitchen and dining. So people who are using this rank as a home and kitchen rank might be buying way more, but we put this on our list in the accurate category, which is not true of some lists that I've seen. So this was the one that was selling for $72.73. Seems kind of high for a crock pot, but it's got that cool diamond imprint look, and it's a 6-quart, so it's a pretty decent size crock pot. And we look down here again at the price history. So we're looking at, the history here showed that it sold at the $40 to $43 price point, and it sold very well. What we love to see here is that when it jumped up in price, it didn't slow down really. The sales kept going. It had a little increase here where, a little gap where it didn't sell, but it did the same thing back here where it kind of had those increases in rank where it wasn't selling. So, but we were happy with, we see this huge decrease here down to the 30, 40,000 range on this. It's gone up a little bit here, but it's still in a very, consistently selling product. So we were happy with this product. The price on it when we had it on our list was $25.49 because they had a 15% off of $100 order or more at Kohl's at that time. And this price, I think, has changed now. I think it's still $29.99. So it's not a bad deal at the current price, even without that discount. So, but this was a product. Oops, wrong link. This was a product that we were pretty happy with. The 7723. We were paying $25.49. So it left us with that $23.39 profit. And this is one of the things we like. We like products that have cushion. So sometimes, if price does drop or somebody decides they want to drop the price to get the stuff moving a little faster, even at $59.99, buying at $25.49, you're still going to, net that $12.56, which is $11, almost a $12 price drop from its current selling price where it's clearly selling.
Gary, click on the 7 new for $59.99 there, just so we could show that the $70-some is not pie in the sky. That's the low price plus shipping. So when we're showing $70-some up on the Keep It chart, it's based on the sale price plus shipping. That's the lowest price on there. So that's where that number comes from. So and the thing that's great about this product is Bella is a product line. The Diamond is a product line. So if you have the Bella Diamond toaster and coffee maker, you got to get the crock pot too. And so that, as a matter of fact, when that comes out in red and yellow and all the other colors, that's going to sell well also, because people have already bought all those other appliances for their kitchen, and I sell them all, so I know that they're good stuff. So
yeah, so you see this price. I mean, the $72 price is almost about $6.25 less than the low FBA price, and we all know that many buyers only go and they immediately click the Prime button and see what the lowest Prime price is, and they buy that based on that. So you can see here, we don't have a buy box. The seller would have to click through the 7 new here to see all buying options to see which one they were going to buy. And, if you're a Prime member, you want to take advantage of that membership, and you're most likely going to buy something for $80 instead of $72.73 to know that you're going to get it in 2 days or less.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing that, Gary. I want to back up for half a second and touch on what Greg just said. So if I were on this, which I'd probably go check out, how I can wholesale this item, and not just that, how I can get, the crock pot and the blender and the mixer and, put together as a cooking package or whatever. So it's the value of what the information you guys provide is not just what can I buy right now, but how can I build a longer term sustainable business by developing relationships with manufacturers and wholesalers of these products that you go down the rabbit hole. A lot of your leads, yes, you're going to make money on them just by buying them, but how can you build your business out by using these as a starting point? Look at people who bought this also bought, right? And think a little bit past the list of how you can maximize. So you know what I'm talking about. So I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. And
yeah, there's the Diamond's black toaster that Greg was talking about. So people bought this. Cool. Also bought the Diamond black toaster, and apparently they also bought other crock pots. A lot.
Well, that's what
if anything in teal, I'll buy. So if there are a bunch of related kitchen things in teal or lime green, I'm in.
Oh yeah, this is who also viewed. These are people who decided on this after viewing these other ones. So
you can go down rabbit holes just based on your list as a starting point.
Absolutely.
Find other products.
Yeah, we discussed all that in the group. That's the bonus of the Facebook group, is because we can discuss things and show people how we do these other things. So, and that's what I like to offer, to your audience, is to come and join us and see what we're about. We give a 7-day money back guarantee. If it's not for you, you'll know in the first week. You say it's not for me, and you get your money back.
What's the name of your Facebook group? Is it Essential Daily Deals?
Essential Daily Deals, but nobody's going to get in until they until they're paid to join our membership. So
sure. So it's a closed group, so you protect the people who pay for this information. You don't just blast it out to the world. You have a limited number of subscribers, it sounds like.
Right, and when somebody drops out of our list, they also drop out of our Facebook group, because that information in the group is for our current members.
And the other benefit of the Facebook group is that we post other deals. So there might be some products that our VAs give us that are limited quantity, or there's some other reason that they don't quite make the list, but we think that it would fit somebody's business model. Maybe it's not 40%, it's 37%, but with the low FBA price, it does hit that 40% or even more. And it's a $20 profit per unit. So somebody who is into the high profit per unit products, I know a high dollar seller who doesn't care what the ROI is. He just cares that it makes him $20 a unit. So we understand that every one of our members has a unique business model. And so we'll put those deals in the group in addition to what they see on the list.
Well, I also like that you dig out the $50 off for free shipping. You dig out the individual sites specials that are going on. I think that also kind of puts you on the top of your competition. I don't know of any lists that do that. I'm sure there are some, but just having that extra added value is awesome.
Sure. Yeah, we have our VAs do that, but we also check that. So we're making sure that those deals, coupon codes work. We're making sure that the free shipping is in there, whatever. They don't catch everything. Sometimes they've shopped, whatever, Target all week, and they've left the same promo code in, and we're like, wait a minute, that code's no longer valid, and we get it out. We're just, we're very careful about what we publish.
So you include the promo codes in the list?
Absolutely, yeah. It's not included in the prices. So, the price is based on, let me take it back. If there's a 10% off promo code, or right down here, 50% off, that's included in the price, absolutely. But the cashback, Ebates, and you promise 2%, 3%, 5%, that's not included in the price. So there's an additional savings. If you use Ebates and you get 6% off of Target or whatever that site is, then, that's just an additional 6% back in your pocket on that deal, 45 days later, whenever you get that payout. But so we don't build that into the price because not everybody uses that, but everybody should be using the promos, right? So we're giving you the promo to use to get that price. So we build that in, but the cash back, you have a choice. Do you want to belong to Ebates? Do you belong to You Promise? And if you have a choice, which one you're going to use, so we don't build them into the price. So that's just there for your benefit. That whenever you're, clicking through, you can say, wait a minute, there's supposed to be an Ebates thing, and you can go up and you can click on your Ebates link up in your browser and make sure you get your 5% back or whatever that is.
Yeah, and we have Ebates and You Promise here. That's all we ask our VAs to search, but I have a tool that I quickly search for other cashback offers that are better. So if we find something that's better than Ebates and You Promise that day, we'll put that in instead and put the cashback site in the fields where we see the Ebates and You Promise here. But Ebates and You Promise are two that people use a lot, so we put those in and then we just tweak it if we need to.
There's a lot to it. I mean, it's time consuming on our part. We treat this very seriously. This has our name on it. We put this out every day, and we tell people that we are the best at what we do. So we have to be, and we have to take our time with this every day, and we have to make sure that what we put out is as good as it can be. Now, I mean, the thing is, we can't make up deals. I can't just pull something out of the air. It has to be something that we're able to find online. And we've got 12 people digging for that stuff. And some days, I'm like, wow, it's not as good today as it was yesterday, but that's what we had. And that's what we had to work with. And we make sure that we put out the best list that we can put out every day. And some days I'm like, wow, there's nobody can touch this. This is incredible. So, we do our best. And I can hold my head up high and say, this is my product. And so can Gary, so can Jeremy. I mean, we work very hard on this. So, and we, like I said, we have people that have been with us now from day one, and I believe that they feel the same way about the product that we put out. So, and this is how you can free up time, especially in Q4. I mean, you're moving into Q4. If you plan on buying, especially if you're going to buy online, get on some lists, right? I mean, I'm not saying we're the only good list out there. I think we're the best. I truly do. But there's other lists, like Gary mentioned. We belong to other lists. We have a reason for that. We're not getting their deals and putting them on ours. We belong to Shoes List or whatever, as he mentioned, that we don't even put on our list. So, we're shopping for stuff that we're not looking for. We're not paying our VAs to find, but we still buy that for our businesses. So we belong to other lists. We get to see what other lists out there are all about. We see how they work. We see what they do. When we see something that looks like it's a great idea, we'll add it to our list. We'll add that process to our system to make us even better. right? So,
So you don't add individual leads to your list from those leads. I just want to clarify. If you see maybe information that they're adding in a column that could help your subscribers, you'll figure out how to add that added value onto what you're already doing.
Sure. I mean, if you can extrapolate something from a shoes list, right? I can't put shoes on my list, but I can sure add a process that makes it easier for our subscribers. You know, and if they all of a sudden come up with some new tool, for example, we've added RevSeller, we've added, you know, all these things to our screens while we're working. We're using that to get more information to make it better for our, you know, for our subscribers. We're able to find information to give them better information. So we use tools. You know, if we're using another list and it comes out with a good piece of information, that's a tool to us. We can use that to make our list even better. So, but plus, you know, we use other lists because we buy products outside of what's on our own list. So.
Okay, so just to recap, it's 5 days a week, about 230 leads a month.
Or more. It'll be more.
Yeah, well, we're just talking conservatively. Plus, you get the private Facebook group where you put sometimes more leads in there. Plus, you also add, and it's ungated categories only, but you also add some more on the bottom of the spreadsheet for gated categories, restricted products for some people, just kind of as a bonus. Is that correct?
Right? Yeah, we could say that.
Yeah, and you told me this afternoon, I wasn't aware when I asked you. I guess I was kind of begging, and you were so sweet to offer. I know it's $149 a month. And I asked you if you would offer a discount to Deal Diva followers, and you agreed. Would you like to tell us what that discount is?
Yeah, and I also said I've never done this before, and we haven't. We've never discounted our price.
Thank you. Thank you very
much. You know what? Because I know that we're going to be doing things together because you're into things that I'm into, like auctions and things like that, and I know we're going to be working together. And I'd like to start this relationship off right, so we're offering a 10% discount to anybody that's a follower of Barbara of Deal Diva. If you click through Barbara's link and then you enter the code Deal Diva on the coupon code, you will lock in 10% off for life. As long as you are a member of our group, that code will be good. That code will expire November 30th for any new people to sign up with it. So on December 1st, you won't be able to use that code if you haven't already used it. But if you've already used it, you've locked in this 10% discount using the promo code Deal Diva. And don't use Arbitrage Diva because Gary will charge 10% more with that code. Deal Diva, 10% off, and you'll lock that price in as long as you remain a member. If you drop out, again, the code won't work next time after November 30th. So anyway, it's just something, and it looks like you have something else you want to offer as well, but that's what we're offering to Barbara's followers is 10% off. And that's of any of our packages. So we have the 1 month, the 3 month, which is actually discounted, and the 6 month, which is discounted even further if you wanted to lock in a longer period. Those rates are already discounted, but we're going to give you 10% off of those as well. So if any of our
that's pretty sweet. I didn't realize you were going to do that for the bundles. You know, for the 3 months, 6 months, year, whatever.
Any of our packages, that code
will killer. That's good. What's your 6 month? What do you have? Like a 6 months?
Yeah. So we have 1 month is $149, and 3 months is $399. So that takes it to $133 a month, and 6 months is $749, and that takes it to whatever that number is, 120 something. Gary's an English teacher. You can do that math. So yeah, so I mean, it drops down a little bit with the 3 and the 6 month commitment. There's still a 7-day refund. You know, if it's 7 days, if you sign up for 6 months and 7 days you don't like it, let's give you your money back, okay? And
well, how much was that 3 month one again?
3 months is $399.
$399, okay.
And then 6 months is $749, I believe. It's
okay. So here's the math I did. You know, it's kind of it's easy. It's a 7-day free trial. Try it for 7 days. If you find out it doesn't fit for you, then it's okay. No hard feelings. We still love you. We want you to be successful. But give it a shot for 7 days, and then afterwards make your choice to sign up monthly. You could just do it for Q4 if that's what you want. If you're building your business further, then sign up for 3 months for $133 a month. But wait, there's more, 133. I've got my little calculator out here because I can't do this in my head, times 0.9. It's $119 a month divided by, let's say, minimum 230 leads. Guys, it's like 50 cents each lead, each product, 50 cents. That's I can't pay a VA to do it for that price.
You can't.
And do it to the level of detail that these gentlemen do it. So, you know.
Let me clarify one thing. It's not a 7-day trial. It's a 7-day money back guarantee. You have to sign up to get that.
I'm sorry. My bad. A 7-day
Right.
money back guarantee.
Right. You'll sign up, and if you don't like it, we'll give you your money back. But we don't offer a free trial. It's a 7-day money back guarantee.
Right, and I just did a little bit more math. I like fun math, right? $199.70 for 3, but it's $6.65 a day. That's literally a latte for me. A latte and one of those, one of those pumpkin spice things at Starbucks, and then some. So I'll easily, give up your Coca-Cola for a month or two. It's your Q4, and not only that, but remember when we were talking about how you can find these rabbit trails by using these leads? You can find products that maybe you want to go deeper on and you want to find the supplier. Well, I'm big into wholesale. So I put together wholesale supplier directories, and I'm going to put together a wholesale directory. I'm going to go through their list for the next 5 days, Monday through next week, and I'm going to pull out some products that I think would be really cool to find a wholesale source for, that I think that product line might be one that I'd want to expand on and go wholesale on, and I will put those into a directory and give those to you after the 7-day money back period is up. I'm going to go ahead and give you that directory. So you've got suppliers. How's that? And I'm only doing this. I'm not giving the directory to anybody else. I'm not going to put it up with the rest of my directories on Gumroad/Deal Diva. It's going to be just for you guys when you register for the Essential Daily Steals list through tinyurl.com/listdiva. How's that?
So you're the Deal Diva and the List Diva.
You got the list. I know. Yeah. Well, there's a story behind that Deal Diva name. I got it. Somebody gave it to me in an auction who wasn't very nice to me, so I turned it into a positive. Who cares, right?
That's a good thing.
Yeah, tinyurl.com.
There's also the Mall Madness Diva, but
Mall Madness Diva. We can have some fun with this stuff. So tinyurl.com/listdiva. You get 10% off any of the Essential Daily Deals packages, whether it's monthly, 3 months, 6 months, whatever packages they have, that 10% off for life, right? For life.
It's correct, for life.
Yeah, plus I'll send you my Deal Diva wholesale supplier directory I'm going to create for this promotion only. You have to take advantage of this promotion by November 30th, 2016. Must take advantage of it. They're not going to open it up again. They love me, but not that much.
And may I also say that your rate is locked in for life, because there will come a time when we raise prices, but we've already made the commitment that whoever is in, their price will never be raised on them. So, I mean, if all of a sudden we go through some hyperinflation and the dollar's only worth a penny, well, we may have to cancel the list in order to keep that commitment. But we're not going to raise your price once you're in. So if you're locked in at whatever that price point is, and we decide that our list is all of a sudden worth $500 a month, we will still paying that price that you were locked in at.
Yeah, and you know what? That's not out of the realm of possibility, because think about it. If people are making a ton of money off these lists, $500 a month is not a whole lot. If as you scale up your business and you've got more money to invest, and you can purchase more and go wider and deeper, you're not going to be able to purchase everything. When you're beginning, you're not going to be able to purchase everything on all of the lists if you don't have deep pockets, right? Stands to reason. So the value that's on here is significantly more than what they're charging for it. And plus their discounts, plus my discount on top. So go ahead and try it out. November 30th is your deadline to go to tinyurl.com/listdiva and go ahead and register. And give it a shot. Like, dig into the list, open them up, start looking at the information in there and start acting on it. Don't just look, but take action, buy something, test it out, try it, see what happens.
And if you have a question, you sign up. You have a question about something on the list, you're not sure, whether you should buy it, if it's going to fit your business model, private message one of us, and we'll be happy to walk through it with you.
Love it. You guys are awesome. So can they post it in the group and ask questions in the group? Or
Absolutely. Yeah.
We love that. We love that.
Sometimes people are shy and don't want to post something like that in the group, especially if they're new. They don't feel comfortable doing that. They can certainly private message us and we'll walk them through that. But we love it when people post questions in the group, because then we get multiple perspectives and everybody gets to hear the answer.
Yeah. So you get even more. You get the
answer once.
Yeah, you get the other members in the group also helping each other out, because, like I said, there's a lot of opportunity in there. It's called co-opetition, cooperation and competition put together, co-opetition.
Yep.
So brilliant. Thank you, Gary Baird and Greg Purdy, Essential Daily Deals. I appreciate you guys being on here, and I truly appreciate you offering a discount to the Deal Diva folks. And if you have any last words, shout them out.
No, just hit us up if you need any help with anything, whether you're a member or not. I mean, we're both readily available. If you want the deal we talked about tonight, you got to click the link here. I'm not going to give you the deal outside of Barbara's group. So,
Thank you.
you know, if you're trying to get a 10% discount, otherwise it's not going to happen. And if you have a question, hit me up, hit Gary up. We'd be happy to talk to you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, gentlemen. You have a great night.
You too. Thanks.
Well.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.